Here at TAPAnews, we provide for you good quality news and weekly updates with Michael Gamajo and Angel Ortiz. And now, in collaboration with Tapa Sports, Javier Montanez. This is TAPAnews, by the people, for the people.
Hello people of Tapa, this is your weekly Tapa News. I'm your host Angel.
And I'm your co-host Michael.
And don't you ever forget, this is by the people,
for the people.
Starting off with our Tapa section. The book fair has yet again come around to Tapa's door. Scholastic has yet again decided to provide Tapa with even more books for this year's book fair. From short novels to manga, this year has shown to have something for everyone. You don't even have to worry about paying, as each student is able to get a $12 or less book for free, a whole $2 more than last year. Apart from the enormous amount of books we have, we've also gotten a lot more stuff that aren't books, posters, pencils, and even journals. This year's Scholastic Book Fair seems to have it all. So why not swing by the third floor and get yourself some books?
In other local news, a man was stabbed on February 4th, a Sunday morning, at the intersection of Viola Street and Plainfield Street, according to Providence Police. Officials say they found the man lying on the ground and bleeding heavily on Viola Street just after 7 a.m. with 2 stab wounds to the face. The victim was taken to the Rhode Island Hospital Emergency Department and was in stable condition at transfer of care, per authorities. Officers responded to the scene at around 7:15 a.m. and found the victim suffering from stab wounds. He was taken to Rhode Island Hospital where he is in stable condition. Police have taken a suspect into custody, but they are not releasing any further information. The incident is still under investigation.
Nationally, as we know, Grammys have been wrapped up, and lots of people believe that Travis Scott's album Utopia was robbed out of winning Album of the Year. There have been plenty of celebrities taking their thoughts to Twitter/X, and let's just say they are not very happy about it. Many Travis Scott fans on TikTok are very upset about it, as he was also robbed out of winning many other times. How can someone be nominated 10 times and win none?
Now on to global news. TAPAnews brings to you the utter disappointment and sadness Palestinians are now feeling after Israeli forces have conducted military operations against Hamas throughout the territory. More than 200 buildings of cultural and historical significance have been reduced to rubble in Gaza, including mosques, cemeteries, and museums, such as this image of the Great Mosque of Gaza on the 27th of January, after months of Israeli bombardment of the region. They mourn for the destruction of their towns. An example is Gaza City. A before and after is shown here after the attack by Israel, which had been caused by the attack from Hamas on October 7th, that was thought of a declaration of war to Israel. They fear for the destruction of the possible next attacks in towns. Palestine no longer feels like home to its civilians. Palestinians will not forget this moment in history where they have unrightfully been oppressed and looked down upon.
And now concluding our Tapa News segment, we will be passing it over to Tapa Sports. And don't you ever forget, this is by the people,
for the people.
Welcome back to Tapa Sports. I'm your host Javier Montanez, and today we're going over Super Bowl 58. But before we do, how do you guys like the new scenery? We sold enough Hot Wheel cars, and we were able to get ourselves a new studio. We just partnered with TAPAnews. So if you take a look over here, here's the score to Super Bowl 58. The Chiefs went 24-22, and a fantastic Super Bowl matchup against the 49ers. Personally, I feel like the 49ers could have won. Their first half performance was incredible. The defense was there. Mahomes couldn't do nothing. Second half comes around, and tables just turned from there. But if it wasn't for Patrick Mahomes, they would have never won. So let's look at his second half performance. He was going crazy in the second half, throwing countless dimes, touchdown passes, and even running for yards. People tend to forget that Patrick Mahomes is only 28 years old, and he has 3 rings already. Honestly, he could be this generation's Brady, but that's just what I think. So let's go aside from Patrick Mahomes for now and talk about that interaction Travis Kelce and Andy Reid had. I mean, he literally almost pushed over Big Red. Is that not crazy? I feel like Travis Kelce, was a little, he really wanted to win that Super Bowl. His emotions got the better of him, and almost tumbled over Big Red, but we're on good terms, I think. Time for some celebrity talk. Ice Spice and Taylor Swift were at the game. Although I feel like this was a bit of an awkward place for Ice Spice, because who really wants to be in the same room as Jason Kelce and Taylor Swift? But she looks really out of place. But other than that, I think she had a good time. So, you know, yeah. How about that halftime performance from Usher, though? He brought out everybody. Ludacris, Alicia Keys, it was crazy. I mean, working up a sweat, he was leaking. I don't know what happened to him. I looked away for 2 seconds, his shirt was off, he was going crazy, but roller skating all over the field. Top 10 Super Bowl performance, I don't care. Going back to Patrick Mahomes for now, sorry. He actually won Super Bowl MVP, which is understandable due to his performance. And I'm telling y'all, he's this generation's Brady. 3 rings, Super Bowl MVP, come on now. Lock in, good game. That's all we have for Tapa Sports today. I'm your host, Javier Martinez, and here at Tapa Sports, we do sports right.
This episode of Tapa Sports was brought to you by Tapa Sports in collaboration with Riska and TAPAnews. By the people, for the people.
Welcome to Totally Tapa Source News.
It's Anaya Spiver and welcome back to Totally Tapasaurus News. Recently, Megan Thee Stallion has dropped a song called Hiss, which quickly caused celebrity and fan discourse for allegedly attacking Nicki Minaj. Although Megan has openly mentioned many different celebrities' names in the song, Nicki, the only one who was not mentioned at all, was openly upset about a certain lyric. These don't be mad at Megan, these mad at Megan's Law. Megan's Law requires law enforcement to make information on registered sex offenders available to the public. In case you didn't know, Nicki's husband is a registered sex offender for an attempted rape of a 16-year-old girl in 1994. In response, Nicki dropped a song called Bigfoot, referencing a previous case in which Megan got shot in her foot by Tory Lanez, also trying to speak about Megan's deceased mother. Now on to our next segment.
Hello Dinos, I'm Ivy Ray Johnson, and today I'll be recommending you an inspirational movie. This cinematic masterpiece is named Fire Island. It's about a group of queer besties going on a week of vacation for intimacy and laughter, but a sudden change of course may lead them to their final time in gay oasis. This group of friends are all minority, and the events that escalate show the different problems they face with being gay and of ethnic race. Fun fact, Fire Island is a real place that is stationed in New York. It is actually used for people of the queer community to remove themselves from society and just enjoy themselves without patriarchy shaming of their identity. But that's all I have for today, my dinos, on our next segment.
Hello and welcome to Tapasaurus News, and today I will be talking to you guys about an upcoming movie release. The name of this upcoming movie is Bob Marley, One Love. The movie is about the story of how reggae icon Bob Marley overcame adversity and the journey behind his revolutionary music. It shows how he became the most famous reggae musician in the world. This movie is going to be an amazing feature of his life. Now on to our next segment.
Hey, what are you listening to?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
What are you listening to?
Oh, I'm actually listening to Everybody, the intro to Kanye and Ty Dolla $ign's new album. You should go buy it.
Hello and welcome to Totally Tapasaurus News. My name is Caden Camacho, and I'm joined with my co-host, Jaden Alexander Milan Davis.
Hey guys, Universal Studios has just released brand new concept images of what their newest Orlando theme park, Epic Universe, will look like.
The park will feature 5 different worlds that include a Harry Potter themed land where guests will discover a different era of the Wizarding World.
How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, where guests will soar with dragons in a colorful world filled with Viking adventures based on the very popular How to Train Your Dragon film franchise. Caden, do you think we will be able to meet Toothless?
I hope so. But I don't know. What I do know is Universal Monster fans, such as myself, will enjoy Dark Universe, where guests will encounter everything from experiments of Dr. Frankenstein to the shadowy landscapes where monsters roam free in a world of myth and mystery.
And lastly, the Super Nintendo world, where guests will step through the iconic green pipe and into the world of Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, and other beloved characters. It has also been seen, but has yet to be officially announced, as a Donkey Kong roller coaster that jumps off tracks using some awesome new innovations.
That sounds fun. The announcements also include details on Celestial Park, which is the first land guests will encounter, serving as a portal to each land. Here, guests will wander through lush living gardens nestled along shimmering waterways surrounded by stunning architecture, inspired by astronomical and mythological elements. Universal is really putting the park back in theme park.
But it's not all relaxation, Caden. Celestial Park will feature Starfall Racers, a dual launching racing coaster that will have competing ride vehicles claim victory as they rush across 5,000 feet of track at speeds of up to 62 miles per hour.
Wow, that's fast. Universal Helios Grand Hotel will be located inside of Epic Universe. The hotel will feature 500 rooms with one-of-a-kind park views.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Further details on the park will be released in up-and-coming months, including an interactive preview center set to debut later this year.
Thank you for watching Totally TAPAsource News. And remember, we are
the source you can trust.